Hello everyone, welcome back. Well, today's video is going to be the second video amongst the three videos that I'm going to make on the regional satyagrahas of Gandhiji. In case you are unaware, I have already made a video on the Champaran satyagraha, which happened in the Champaran district of Bihar. If you want, you can watch that video out. I'll attach the link in the description bar below. Also, if you guys are already informed about my way of presenting these lectures, which is mostly in the PDF format. So if you want the PDF as well, you can download it from the description bar below. I'll attach the link for the same over there. Now let us please get engaged in today's video, which is very famous, the Ahmedabad mill workers strike of 1918. But before we jump in, let us quickly follow through the table of contents that we have. So very first, we are going to discuss the little introduction part, wherein we'll briefly see how did this movement emerge, and then we will follow up it with the causes of the movement, or the reasons or the factors responsible for it, followed by role of Gandhiji. Obviously, this is included in Gandhian satyagrah, so we will definitely see the role of Gandhiji. I mean, what role did he play in propagating this movement further, and then we'll wrap up this video with the significance part. All right. So Ahmedabad mill workers strike, or you can also call it as Ahmedabad satyagrah. It was the first hunger. So this often pops up in one marker question. So it was the first hunger strike. So in this satyagrah, only Gandhiji, started his fast unto death, and this was initiated by Mahatma Gandhi in 1918. Now this movement was primarily led by the mill workers of Ahmedabad against the mill owners due to the discontinuation of plague bonus, and the movement also saw the involvement of big names such as Mahatma Gandhi, Anusuya, Sarabhai, etc. So this was the basic introduction, and now having delved into the introduction part, it now becomes important to know what were the reasons or factors or causes which set the mill workers on this massive protest and outcry. So let us quickly discuss some of the main reasons behind the Ahmedabad mill strike. Alright, so in 1918, Ahmedabad was hit by a massive plague, due to which the workers were given a plague bonus, but post the end of the outbreak, the owners of the mill discontinued the plague bonus, and naturally this step did not go well with the workers. So it was very much evident that during 1918, at around the time of March 1918, Ahmedabad was hit by a massive plague. And this had made the situation very worse for the workers, so naturally they were given the plague bonus. But after the end of the outbreak, the bonus was withdrawn, or it discontinued. But this step of the mill owners did not go well with the mill workers. So naturally they had one reason to retaliate. And another reason was that the workers were demanding a 50% hike in their wages, because if you remember, if you are able to relate the chronology, during 1918 it was the time of World War also. So naturally the prices of the essential commodities in the market were surging up. It was very high. So it was very much justified on the part of the workers to demand a wage, but they were demanding a hike of 50% in their wages, but the mill owners were willing to give only 20% hike, and thus the workers retaliated. So this was the prominent factor which sort of set the tone for the first ever hunger strike that was going to take place. Now, let us quickly see how Gandhiji came to the rescue, and how did he come to the picture, and how did he go about the grievances of the workers. So, in very brief, we shall see the role of Gandhiji. Now, when the mill workers decided to unite and strike for the acceptance of their demand of 50% wage hike, the relation between the mill workers and mill owners worsened even more. So, this was very much clear that if the workers were demanding a 50% hike and the owners were not willing to pay, they were only willing to heed only 20% hike. So naturally there would be clash between the opinions and views, and there would be tension among their relation. So it also worsened. Moreover, the mill owners, unmoved by the workers' demand, started recruiting workers from the Bombay. Now this was very much unacceptable to the workers, and it was a major cause of concern. So because the mill owners had by then had decided that it's all right if the Ahmedabad workers are not willing to work, or if they're adamant on their demand for 50% hike, it's okay. We are not going to get bothered by this. We will recruit the workers from Bombay who are willing to work in our mill, in our factories. So in this situation, there was a situation of deadlock. So in this situation, the mill workers of Ahmedabad decided to seek help from Anusuya Sarabhai. Now, who was she? Anusuya Sarabhai was the sister of Ambalal Sarabhai. Now, Ambalal Sarabhai was one of the mill owners, and he also was the president of Ahmedabad Mill Workers Association. So Anusuya Sarabhai was the sister of Ambalal Sarabhai. And now the tensed and perplexed Anusuya Sarabhai decided to seek help from Gandhiji, who had just showed his mass appeal or caliber, you can say, in 1917 Champaran satyagrah, which was successful. So this is what Anusuya Sarabhai did. She went to Gandhiji and appealed for his help. Now, Gandhiji was greatly revered and respected by both the mill workers and mill owners alike. And despite Gandhiji being the friend of Ambalal Sarabhai, he did not hesitate to take up the cause of workers, and he was very much determined to fight for the right cause. And he began the inspection examination of the matter from his own end. Now, what did Gandhiji do? He did not proceed in haphazard way. Instead, he did the proper and thorough examination and inspection from his own end. He inspected if the demand of the workers were justified, or if it was the mill owners who were very much adamant and were not paying heed to the demand of the workers. So he narrowed down everything from his own end, and he decided that 35% wage hike is what the mill workers should ideally demand and go on strike for. He also insisted, but the one thing which was very much common, and he insisted on, that the method of satyagrah should be non-violent. No one should get involved in any violent method. So as I said, with proper examination and evaluation, he decided to stick with 30% hike, which was ideal according to him. As I already mentioned, the mill owners were very much adamant, and they were not paying heed to the demand of Gandhiji as well as the workers. So in this case, there was a situation of deadlock. So they were on a constant, the owners and Gandhiji, the workers and the Gandhiji were on a constant protest. So in this situation, what happened, that spirit of people began to fade away or die down completely. But Gandhiji was adamant on his demand, and thus after prolonged request, Gandhiji decided to fast unto death and strengthen the workers' resolve. See, it is very much clear that you can strike or you can compromise with your job only for a certain amount of time. Moreover, if you're not from a well-to-do family, or you do not have a proper source of livelihood, or you are completely dependent on the daily wages that you earn through your work, so in that case you cannot really go against the authority. You will have to, ultimately your efforts and your caliber will ultimately take a back seat when things like these happen. And the similar thing happened with these people also, these workers also. They had their limitations. They could only strike for certain period of time. So, but what happened, that Gandhiji was adamant. He was very much firm that he will get the demands accepted from the mill owners. And after days of tense standoff, the mill owners finally agreed for a 30% increment in the wages of workers, and thus the strike ended in March 1918. So this was a big victory for the people, and this was how the demands of the mill workers were met under the able leadership and guidance of Gandhiji. We all are quite familiar with the fact that such a huge movement would definitely carry some significance. So likewise, Ahmedabad Satyagrah also had few important significances, which we shall study in the next slide. Very first significance was, as I've already mentioned in the introduction part also, that it was the first hunger strike by Mahatma Gandhi. And this movement also boosted the morale of the workers across India to raise their voice against any form of injustice. Now this movement, the success of this Ahmedabad Satyagrah, was a clear-cut indication that if you see any injustices prevailing across any sector of the country, you can always go against the authority and raise your voice against any form of injustice. The Ahmedabad Satyagraha also paved the way for the future freedom struggle, which in some way or the other were going to shape Indian history. So yeah, these were few important significances or relevance attached to this movement. I hope this video was of any help to you guys. And yeah, in the next video we will discuss the Kheda Satyagraha of Gandhiji, and after that the 3 regional Satyagraha of Gandhiji will be covered. So yeah, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please like, share, subscribe. Also comment down your views, your opinions, your thoughts, and until then, be safe, do well, keep connected, and thank you.